Welcome everybody to this third live stream on Twitch where we're gonna do some painting together. I'm here with my Patreon buddies and of course also my Instagram buddies because I actually know them from Instagram. And today we're gonna do purity seals. So I really hated painting these things. Like it was always awful. So let's show you guys what we're gonna do today. I posted this on my Instagram like a couple days ago. It was really, yeah, everybody liked it post. It's really difficult to, it's really small, so it's really difficult to get it good on camera. But as you can see, they look pretty good. And they look pretty good for really small details. So I'm gonna show you guys how I did this. It's actually pretty simple. And I did a preparation for the base coat, and it was actually just mechanical standard gray, and then 2 layers of Karak Stone. And yeah, this is actually yeah, your base, and it yeah, it looks pretty nice. So let's start as always with some explaining. So what we're gonna do is actually we start with the red symbols. You see them here on the yeah on the purity seals that I already painted, and then we're gonna do the lettering, and we're just gonna show you guys a little trick that I use. It's really fun trick, really works well. And then we're gonna do some shading and highlighting, and then we paint the actually seal in 2 different colors. So let's start with the freehand. Extra fun when you paint it on live stream. Um, so I'm used just mid-color red for this. It's really important that it's the color is wet but not too wet. So you want to have like a 50-50 water paint. And actually what I do, I just make really easy cross symbols because I use this purity seals for my fire angels, and actually their symbol is just a simple cross. So let's paint that as well. Just 2 simple lines, just the easy symbol. So that's one. And if purity seals are like, I show you guys 2 different sizes. So this is like a smaller purity seal, but this is like more of a longer one. And then I really like to do the symbols in the middle. So let's do something else here. Let's maybe do like maybe just a little heart. Share some love. So just a simple heart, just a simple cross, just simple. Yeah, you can also, I like to practice this kind of things just with a pen. Just how can I paint something small that looks good or looks funny. Or I did like on my goblins, I had a goblin warband, and then I just painted like the symbols of playing cards on the tip of their head. That also looked really cool. Well, the trick here for the lettering is actually just using a fine liner. So I use this one, really small fine liner. And what you do is just draw the lettering on there. And actually what I do is I just make like this smileys, you could say. Just like 2 smaller spots. And sometimes it takes a while before the ink hits the... So this actually looks like a smiley. You guys see it? It looks... But then if you keep proceeding this process, and also like to do 3 eyes and then a stripe, it actually started to look like lettering. And then on the side, vandal, or how you gonna call it. You see, it's really easy. So a lot of people try to do this with a brush, and I can do it with a brush, of course. But when I'm lazy, and I most of the time am when I'm painting, especially when I paint my army, I don't have time to make this really tough highlights, or fine lines. And this is what really works easy. Just drawing smileys on your purity seals. It actually makes it fun. Instead of, normally I always used to hate it because it really messes up your miniatures. So that's actually all there is to it. And then now it still looks a little bit like, it doesn't really look good, right? It looks a little bit off. So what we're gonna do next is shade it. We're gonna use some Agrax Earthshade. And what you want to do is not shade it like all over the seal or over the banners of the seal, but you want to only do it on the deepest edges or recesses of the thing. So really only in the middle, on the top, and in between. So the highest part should be clean of shade. You don't want to put any shade on it. Just like that. So I'm going to do the other one. And if you put too many shade on it, so let me show you what happens, because this is what I want to do, but sometimes it happens you just put you put too many ink on it. So I'll show you guys. So for example, I'm just gonna put here a lot of ink on the little symbol like this. See, now it's too thick. Then you just clean off your brush, make sure it's dry, the tissue, and then you just hold it, and you will see it soaks up the ink, and then it's good again, like that. Okay, so this needs to dry now. So I already prepared one that is already done with shade and symbols. So I'm going to show you guys. So I hope you can see it. But I painted a little ultramarine symbol, and I painted a little drop of blood on the other one. So for example, blood angels and ultramarines. But it's actually really small. So let's see if the camera can focus it. Yeah, you see the drip and the ultramarine symbol. So what we're gonna do now, the next step is highlight. And the first highlight is just with the same color as the base coat, which is Karak Stone. And put it on my brush. And we're just gonna put it on the edges of the seal, of the purity seal, or of the banner. So it's actually not the seal. And you will see that it already in an instant starts to look good. Because you really want to, like the weathering and the shade also hits the letter. So what a lot of people do wrong, they first shade the seal and then they put on the symbols, the lettering and everything, and then it always looks off. It looks like it's not one piece, and that's the trick. You want to show it like it's one thing, and that's what shade does. If you first make the symbol, first make the lettering, and then put on the shade, and after that the highlight. And actually really easy to highlight this purity seals because they have really sharp edges. You can just hold the side of your brush. For example, here's a double highlight in one. You just hold your brush sideways and just stroke it on both edges. You will actually see that it highlights both on the same time. Really, it's really easy. And you should just do a highlight on every corner, every edge. And then it already looks really good, I think. Already looks amazing. So that's step one of the highlight. We go to the second color. Second color is Screaming Skull. And what we want to do now is not highlight the whole thing, but only like I say 50% of the banner. So just the highest parts. So there's always like this kind of a wave-like shape in the banner, and you should just keep the deepest recesses, so where you also put the shade. You don't do this highlight, and only on the upper wafer, if I say this correct, you do this highlight. And then you really get the effect of light and dark, so you create contrast by doing that. And there's not something you can do really wrong with this, but just make sure you don't highlight everything. You want to create a gradient in your highlight. That's what creates the illusion of light hitting the banner. And then the final highlight is Palette Witch Fletch, and we're just gonna do like a stippling highlight. That's what I like to call this. And you just do a little, spot or dot of paint on the sharpest corners of the seal. Sorry, I mean the banner, because this is the seal, this is the banner. So in this longer one, there are actually two sharp spots here and here. So, and then it's already done. This is how easy purity seal painting is. What I'm also going to show you guys is how you paint the seal itself. And what's really important if you painting the seal is that you make sure the different in color. So if you, for example, we wanted to do this banner on a blood angel. Well, blood angels are red. They have red armor. So if someone has red armor, you want to make sure the color is very different than your armor. So in this case, it should be like blue or green. You see a lot of green, but I like to do the blue. So the other one is going to be for Ultramarine. So for Ultramarines, they have blue armor. So you want to make sure the seal is red. So it's really, you can really see it shine on the model, or you can see the, like the color contrast. So for the Blood Angel, we went for a bluish color, and I like to look like blue-gray, like for example, look like more of a Russ Grey. Is this color what I'm using now? And for the other one, you're gonna use Khorne Red, because because we're gonna make a red seal. So and actually in this seal there's actually a little skull, and what you also sometimes see is that people paint the skull in the center white, for example, or another color. You should also not do that. The idea is of course that it is molten candle or whatever, or like a stamp is pushed into the seal with a symbol, or no symbol, this isn't here. So this needs to dry for like a little minute. And let's then go back to the first one we did, because we're just gonna paint them all, and the ink is, or the shade's already dried. So you see, same thing you saw here, just a little symbol here. And what happened here is that this is a little bit too dark. So the symbol, there was too much ink on the symbol. And you can also really easily fix that with just go back to the Karak Stone, and you can just really fix the banner a little bit. So also in the lettering, like here's a stripe that is really too thick. I'm just gonna thin it down. So you add some paint to make sure like and also if there's one straight line, you can just make a little dot in the center so it looks better. So fixed it a little bit, and then I'm gonna do the highlight just the same. And this is a highlight on all the edges. So let's show you guys again. You can just do a double highlight. It's really easy. I always thought it was hard, but now when you know the tricks, just hold your brush sideways and make the highlight. So I'm gonna continue that one later, but now switching back to the red and the blue one, I'm gonna shade them. So we're gonna shade the red one with a little bit of Agrax Earthshade, so we can see the skull. And the other blue one, or bluish grey, Russ Grey, we're gonna Drakenhof Nightshade, blue shade. Really like the shade. I'm gonna paint some Ultramarine soon for a painting tutorial. Gonna use that as a shade. Probably very common, but I really like it. So shading. And that's really fun about the seal. It's they always have like a lot of edges, so the shade really gets it nicely. So you can. It's really easy to shade. So I'm really trying to put as only amount of shade that I need, because I want it to dry faster. Yeah, like that. So I'm gonna switch it again. So when I'm finished, I have 7 purity seals, and I'm gonna paint some Fenrisian marines, and they're gonna have a lot of purity seals. So we were highlighting with Karak Stone. Oh, wrong brush. So let's continue. So again, here's a double banner. Just keep your brush sideways. And you can just highlight both of them at the same time. there. Yeah, great. Then we go back to the Screaming Skull. And we're gonna do a 50% again. Only the highest parts. Like that. And for the final color, Palette Witch Flesh. You only want to make a dot on the corners. Like that. So, also gonna base coat the seals themselves. So in this case I'm gonna do them both blue because I wanna use them for the Fire Angel armies. So if you follow me on Instagram you will know I have all this blue grayish purity seals on my Fire Angel army. And then we're gonna switch it up again because I think, yeah, shade is dry and it's time to highlight the symbols. So also here what you really want to make sure is that you don't overdo the highlighting. The shade and the base color already did most of the work, so you really just want to touch it. So don't try to really paint the thing, but just make just small dots of paint, just highlighting the upper parts, and you can really see the upper parts good because of the shading. But like this, I just did some dots. I'm not really painting the thing, just tapping it. And you just make sure you do this with 3 or 2 colors, and it already looks good. And I mean, of course, if it was like a competition piece, I would maybe even use like 7 colors. But yeah, when you paint, for example, army, or if you're just starting out painting, you should just try to really make this things simple. Like that. And it already has the layering now. And then for the bluish gray, you're gonna do the same. So first we're gonna use Fenrisian Grey. All the colors will be in the YouTube video on the bottom. You can just see all the colors that I used to paint this. And if there's not like really a symbol in the middle, you just do some small dots as well, just to give it the illusion that there is difference in height. And then for the final highlight I use Blue Horror. And voila, we have 2 purity seals. Really hard showing this good on the camera. Camera is not, cannot zoom good enough to really show you how good this looks. but I can assure you this looks really good. And this was the thing we started, and now I already finished 5. And the last one I'm gonna finish off camera because I don't think you guys want to see me do another one. So for this is going to be my latest video like this. Good enough, right? You can see it good enough. But so I'm gonna upgrade the stream. I'm really enjoying doing it this way, but I'm really thinking of how I can do this better. And yeah, I'm gonna spend some time on it. Really try to make the light and the camera work better. Gonna do also some non-live videos to see if I can do a better job when I'm not streaming it live, because streaming live is really hard. Like, you need to watch the chat, you need to watch the 3 cameras, you need to see what you're doing, and that's a really hard work. And I think it's, yeah, I can do a better job if I prepare it better. And I really want to make this YouTube thing look good. And but I'm already really happy with what we're doing now, and yeah, it's really fun. I enjoy this. Well, thank you for watching. Nick, Chris, thank you. Of course, you're always there. Really appreciate it. And see you in the next video. I don't know the subject yet, but it's gonna be like a simple, yeah, one-time technique, something cool. But see you guys later. Bye bye.